anybody can farm, anybody can grow vegetables on a large scale and on a small scale. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I grow some vegetables on a small scale on the back deck of my house. Hello, this is Tim with C&D Farm again, and it's a lot better weather this week than it was last week. Last week I was kind of busy, stayed at work. I'm actually on call this week too, so I got to stay pretty close to the house in case I get called in for my job. But not a lot going on the farm this week, so I wanted to kind of more talk about some things that we're starting to do, trying to learn and get more educated about it for when we do move to the farm, and that is we want to make sure that we're able to grow as much of our own food as possible. I grew up on a farm in a tobacco field, so farming is not new for me. It is kind of new for my wife and the rest of my family, and it really didn't do it when I was kind of coming up. So farming is just kind of getting back to farming is something that I was in as a child, got away from, and now I'm kind of getting back to it, kind of going back and enjoying it, kind of looking for that sustainable lifestyle, food that I know where it comes from, food that I know what's in the soil, even with our livestock, food that I know what it's been fed. So that's kind of this whole movement that's going across this country, I believe, is you'll see more people starting to grow their own food, and I think it's become even more prevalent with this latest virus that's out and people not being able to go. So behind me here, I've got a raised bed that I actually saw the design. Anybody that may follow my channel or follow the homesteading channel, especially if you deal with poultry, I'm sure you may go to Justin Rhodes' channel. He built this and I kind of got the idea and I built one. But the video today is I'm kind of growing vegetables on my back deck, and there again, the YouTube community and learning from other YouTubers. The one I watch, I'm sure there's others out there that make this same design. In fact, I think the design actually come from somebody else, and I'd have to put that in the show notes. But where I got it from was Daniel at Arms Family Homestead. That's a YouTube channel that I watch as well, along with my daughter likes to watch it. So that's where I kind of got that one. So I'm gonna kind of come up here on the deck and show you these self-wicking barrels that Daniel from Arms Family showed how to make on his channel. And I said, well, that'd be a great idea. He's using them kind of in his greenhouse. I'm going to use them on my back deck. So I've got tomatoes planted in them. You can kind of see right there, and I'll have some other close up, and I've got some squash planted right here. So I've got some other things that I've got on the deck as well. Kind of get on this side, you can see it. So I've got 3 self-wicking tubs right there, and got some other tubs. They won't be self-wicking, but I wanted to try these 3 right here. Actually, I got 4. So I got 4 of them. I got squash planted in one, and I've got tomatoes, and I've got tomatoes planted in the other ones. And I even got a 5-gallon bucket one that I made self-wicking to try it out to see how it works. So kind of what I said in the intro, anybody can grow their own vegetables, even on a small scale. So I don't have a lot of real estate here to deal with as far as farmland. When I move to our new homestead, I'm gonna have, as much as I want to, as big a garden as I want to build. So I may could get into some market gardening. I'm definitely gonna get into planting more and more of my vegetables, whatever type it may be. I like tomatoes, I like squash, our raised bed. We've got some string beans in it, but when we get out to that place, we can plant more. Now, could I plant more here? Yes, I could. It's simple. Now I've got kind of that raised bed, so I've got most of this yard out here. You know, I could put as many raised beds as I want, and I could put all different types of vegetables in those raised beds. I'm gonna kind of come back out here. So you know, that's the thing. We could build some raised beds, and I actually, until we decided where we was going to build our house, I was going to build a few more. But we're in the process now of starting to sell, getting the house ready for to sell. So this year I'm just going to concentrate on my self-wicking tubs, a few tomatoes, our string beans, and our raised bed here. During the early spring, we had a lot of salad mix. So we took that out, and now we've got some peas, we've got a little bit of some broccoli growing, got some onions growing, and they're starting to, we're going to try to harvest them and get them out, and then we may plant some other stuff in it. I may have some late tomatoes, I may put some late squash, stuff like that in the raised bed there to provide us some more food. So that's kind of the gist of the video this week. Hopefully, I haven't got our final word from our contractor, but just to kind of give you news on the thing, we did decide to go with a stick-built house. I'll put a link to where we bought the plans in the video description. So as soon as we get that price nailed down, hopefully we'll be breaking ground. But the one thing I wanted to do and kind of see, Allison, she's out here. Where is she at? There she is. Allison's out here. The two goats are kind of hanging out. The hog is out here. They're all kind of working around in the Premier One fencing. So that way they're getting a little bit of grass. The hog is getting close to market. So we're going to go ahead and we're planning on keeping it this long, but with all this stuff going on in this country right now, it's just kind of everything's kind of slowed down. So I'll have more videos to come out soon. We still working on the house slowly but surely. You know, I'm still planning to do a video a week if I can. There's going to be some weeks that I'm just not going to be able to do it, but I'm trying. So that's another thing. I like learning from other YouTubers and trying to grow my channel. And that's one of the things I did watch. I'll thank him again for not only the wicked barrels, but I'll thank him for one of the other things that he put out not too long ago, is just keep posting content. You know, that's kind of my goal. Again, the whole goal of this was to document our journey to move from this location to our new farm, and that's where C&D Farms kind of came from. So and I do learn from other YouTubers. I've said in a video before, that was one of my other videos, when I thanked you know, Josh at Stony Ridge Farmer, but also Daniel. That's one that I watch pretty regular. Maybe it's a public safety thing. You know, I kind of, when I realized he was in public safety as a state trooper, you know, we got kind of some like-minded info. So, and he raises goats, and I plan on going back to raising goats. So that's kind of where I got that from. But anyway, I done rambled on too much. So we'll kind of button this video up. And remember, anybody can grow food, even if it's a small scale. The self-wicking tubs, the raised beds in your yard. You know, pick a place in your yard and just start planting stuff. It doesn't matter what you plant, and it don't matter if it dies at first. You're learning, and that's the main thing. We got some things that just don't do well here, and then there's others that do great. The thing is if you're trying to plant, you're trying, at least you're learning also. So until our next video, hopefully it'll be one next week, maybe not. We're actually going to take a little bit of a family vacation. Some of the things are opening up, so I'm going to go on a camping trip, local campground with some fellow firefighters that work with me, and we will I may do a review of the campsite. That's something else that I thought about doing on my channel, is we do camp a lot when we don't have COVID-19 going on, and I may do a review of the campsite. So until next week, or until the following week, if I do another farm vlog, if you like the channel, please hit like, hit subscribe if you like the content, and if you like this video, hit the like button. That really helps out. And if you comment also, I'll always try to reply back to the comments when possible. So until the next video, talk to you later.